Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Patricia Neal, An Unquiet Life, by Stephen Michael Shearer, narrated by Christa Lewis. A note from Kirk Douglas. Patricia is a remarkable woman. She is extremely talented and, of course, very beautiful. I have known her for many years, and my admiration for her courage grew with each year. Of course, she is a very talented actress, that's a given, but as a person, her wisdom and character constantly grows. She has faced many misfortunes in her life with extreme dignity. She has been an inspiration to me and to many, many other people. And with all that, she has retained that delicious sense of humor. Maybe by now you are getting the impression that I like and admire Patricia a lot. You are right. Preface. In 2015, I was contacted by Goldcrest Pictures in Great Britain regarding the prospect of turning Patricia Neal, An Unquiet Life, into a feature motion picture. And of course I was interested. When I contracted with the University Press of Kentucky in 2004 for this book, I wanted to maintain a certain amount of control over Patricia's story. In fact, while I was writing the book, Patricia and I discussed the possibility of her life story being made into a film or a TV movie. Her illness and recovery were already the subjects of the 1981 telefilm Act of Love, The Patricia Neal Story, which starred Glenda Jackson and Dirk Bogarde. Patricia made me vow that after she was gone, I would make sure her true story was told with the proper respect and dignity. The film project wavered along until 2017, when it finally came together as a package with an acceptable script and producer. Plans then quickly surged ahead. The still untitled project was produced by Atticus Pictures and financed by Align, Lip Sync Productions, and Goldcrest Features. It was always planned to be a starring vehicle for actor Hugh Bonneville, who created the character of Richard Crawley in the Downton Abbey series and film juggernaut, and portrays Patricia's husband, children's book writer Roald Dahl, in the new film. The executive producers were announced: Martin Metz, Mandy, Align CEO Adrian Politowski, the artist, Nick Quested, Danger Close, and Donald McCusker, The Hurt Locker. And the script, based on Patricia Neal, An Unquiet Life, was penned by David Logan and John Hay, Lost Christmas, who was also assigned to direct. As an associate producer and author of the book on which the film is based, I was allowed input into the script's factual details. The screenplay delves into the tragedies that befell the Roald Dahl family in 1962, when they were living in Great Missenden, Buckinghamshire, England. As their infant son Theo is recovering from a near-fatal taxi accident in New York from the year before, not covered in the film, the family is thrown into crisis upon the sudden death of the Dahl's elder daughter Olivia from measles. Dahl's bereavement is unbearable, and the family cascades into silence and emotional turmoil. Patricia accepts the role of Alma in HUD because she believes it is the only way she can save her marriage as well as redeem herself professionally. Dahl's final acceptance of Olivia's death propels him to produce some of his greatest work. Certain liberties were taken in the writing of the screenplay for dramatic purposes. Some possibly explicit events were altered slightly for the sake of the family. However, I was primarily concerned about the chronology of these tragic months in the life of Patricia and her family. All the drama and pathos of the actual events are brilliantly dramatized in the screenplay. Still, I had to be convinced that the liberties taken were not damaging to Patricia or to the facts I had so painstakingly laid out in the book. I believe the film will speak volumes about the unity of the Dahl family as they arose from the depths of tragedy to achieve the serenity that dear Olivia inevitably bestowed upon them. I think Patricia would be pleased with this dramatization. Scottish actor Sam Hugan, Highlander, was selected to play Paul Newman, a clever choice of casting, as both his resemblance to and characterization of the legendary Newman are magnificent. Playing the role of Patricia Neal is actress Keely Hawes, the bodyguard, the Durrells. Her empathy with Patricia's tragedy is evident in every scene. Filming of the Patricia Neal Roald Dahl biopic, called An Unquiet Life during production, began on November 14, 2019 in Surrey, England, and was completed at the end of December. Post-production was thus begun with a projected release date sometime in 2021. With the worldwide disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the motion picture industry took a hiatus beginning in March 2020. Major film festivals were canceled, studios shut down, travel was interrupted. As this movie tie-in edition of Patricia Neal, An Unquiet Life goes to press, the film has been edited, and the music by the talented Debbie Wiseman has been scored. Because it is a small picture, a highly fragile and emotional drama, the producers do not wish to see it lost when the coronavirus is contained and theaters reopen with a glut of major blockbusters. The picture will be in theaters when the time is right. The publisher has allowed me to add this new preface and a final chapter to Patricia Neal's life story, as well as a couple of new photographs and major updates and additions to the appendix. When writing a biography, it is often necessary to add data in the notes at the end of the book to avoid disrupting the flow and continuity of the narrative. These notes are vital and should be read. With the publication of this new edition of Patricia Neal, An Unquiet Life, I hope that many younger people will read Patricia Neal's story and become familiar with her remarkable life and career. I encourage future generations to study all aspects of film and film acting, including the motion pictures of Patricia Neal, which should be viewed repeatedly, studied, examined, and explored. Though some of her films may not hold up well today, Patricia's talent shines through in each and every one of them. The new upcoming film examines but a brief moment in the lives of Roald Dahl, one of England's greatest children's authors, and his wife, American-born actress Patricia Neal, one of the most respected female screen stars of the era. Stephen Michael Shearer, October 2020. Part 1. Actress. In the autumn of 1958, I underwent the most intense theatrical experience of my life to date. It came in the last 10 minutes of the London production of Tennessee Williams's Suddenly Last Summer, when Patricia Neal stood center stage with a single spotlight illuminating her pale, high-cheekboned features, gazed fixedly and hauntedly out across the footlights. Her long narrative speeches became declamations, incantations of virtuosity in breath control and diction, always clear and coherent, no matter what speed or urgency they were taken. At times the urgency and speed of them made me quiver and stiffen in my seat. The pulsing "run, run, run," describing her reaction to the sight of the murdered poet Sebastian's corpse, was followed by a huge, saw-edged diminuendo scream torn from her depths, shattering and terrifying in impact. And the final numbed sentence, the last, still half-incredulous words, "white wall," hung with a paralyzing hollow slowness in the awed, electrified air of the auditorium. I heard once or twice the saliva rattle in my taut throat, and when she straightened, she appeared 10 feet tall. As the curtain fell, there was a silence in the house which continued momentarily afterwards before the engulfing thunder of applause.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?